Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Sunday, it's like 1,000 degrees here, but it's a beautiful day and we're gonna do some Clues by Sam. If you don't know what Clues by Sam is, it's a daily logic puzzle game where you have 20 people on a board, each of them may be a criminal or an innocent, and you gotta figure it out using the clues that they themselves give you. I do this every day here on the channel and you're welcome to try it too. There's a link in the description if you want to, and then you can tell me how it went. And if you get stuck or if you just want to follow along with me, then we're gonna solve it together right now. Let's start. We start with Sam telling us that there's only one innocent below Donna, and Sam is that innocent. He is below Donna, so all of the other people have to be criminal. Nice short clue to start off. I like it because we have had a few complicated clues at the beginning lately. Now Isaac tells us that all criminals in column B are connected. Okay, this is column B. We don't know about anyone in there yet, so let's leave that there. Nicole tells us that only one of the two innocents neighboring Henry is Irwin's neighbor. This is a sort of complicated clue that I was talking about. So Henry is here, Irwin is here. There's two innocents neighboring Henry total, and Henry has 8 neighbors total, and only one of those two is also Irwin's neighbor. Irwin and Henry share 3 neighbors. Only one of them is an innocent, which means that someone here, either Chloe, Donna, or Martin, are an innocent. But since there's 3 people in each group, then I don't know who to tag as an innocent, so I'm gonna leave that clue there. Let's look at Zoe's. Nicole has more innocent neighbors than Olivia. Nicole has 5 neighbors total. One of them is already an innocent, who's Sam. How am I supposed to know this? Damn, that's complicated. So the first clue is just to get my hopes up. Olivia has 5 neighbors as well. The thing is, Irwin and Henry share one innocent neighbor. I'm gonna try tagging this because I don't know what to do. So let's say that's there. Let's say that K is the one innocent neighbor that Irwin and Henry share. That is also Olivia's neighbor. And that will make it so that Nicole has to have one more innocent neighbor, because Nicole has more innocent neighbors than Olivia. So would that mean that Henry's second innocent neighbor would have to be Martin? And then both Chloe and Donna are criminals. But that will make Henry a criminal as well. Oh, I think we gotta pay attention to Isaac's clue. All criminals in column B are connected. Sorry. We gotta think about this because Henry and Irwin share 3 neighbors, all of them in column B, and only one of them is an innocent. So we know that Flora couldn't be that innocent because then Brian and Kay would both be criminals, and all criminals in column B have to be connected. So Flora has to be a criminal. That's it. Now Flora tells us that each column has at least 3 criminals, which means that Brian couldn't be an innocent. Oh, they could. Which means that Brian couldn't be a criminal. Because if Brian is a criminal, then Kay would have to be an innocent. And since column B has to have 3 criminals, the next criminal that is in that column would have to be below K, who is an innocent, and they will be separated from the other 2. And that can't happen. So we know that Brian is an innocent and K is a criminal. Okay, good. Now, K tells us that, since we know that each column has at least 3 criminals, we can say that Pam is a criminal as well. Because the next criminal in column B has to be connected to these two, so Pam has to be a criminal. And now K tells us that all criminals in column C are connected. So I think that's the same logic. Henry could only have one innocent neighbor here. But we don't know if Donna is not that innocent. So let's look at Pam's clue because it mentions Donna. Donna and Irving have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Irving so far has 2 criminal neighbors, so Donna has to have at least 2. Which means that either Henry or Chloe have to be innocent. It gets complicated. It really does. So let's say that Henry is the second criminal neighbor for Donna. That will make it so that both Chloe and Martin... Because if Chloe were to be a criminal, then Martin would have to be criminal as well. Because of the all criminals in column C are connected thing. And also the at least each column has 3 criminals. Martin couldn't be an innocent. But Chloe could be an innocent. Martin couldn't. If Donna has to have at least 2, Henry couldn't be an innocent. Because if Henry were an innocent, then Chloe would have to be an innocent as well. And then Donna wouldn't have 2 criminal neighbors. So Henry is a criminal. And since Henry is a criminal, and each column has at least 3 criminals. I like the set of rules. It's really intricate and it makes me think a lot about, like, that's a lot of things that you gotta put together. So now Donna has 2 innocent neighbors. What I was saying is that Martin couldn't be an innocent now, because even if Chloe were a criminal, then the 3 criminals in column C wouldn't be connected if Martin were an innocent. So Martin has to be a criminal now. So now either Chloe or Donna have to be an innocent, because Henry still needs one more innocent neighbor. And column D already has 3 criminals, so that doesn't matter for Donna. And since Donna and Irving currently have the same number of criminal neighbors, it depends on what Alex and Jerry are as well. We know for sure that at least one of them has to be an innocent, because if both of them were criminal, then Irving would have 4 criminal neighbors, and there's no way for Donna to have 4 criminal neighbors. So at least one of them is an innocent. Now the next thing is Olivia and Nicole. We know that Nicole has to have more innocent neighbors than Olivia. And Nicole could have one more innocent neighbor. It could be Rohan. But it could be that Rohan is a criminal as well, and then Nicole would only have 1 innocent neighbor, which would make Olivia have none. So how do we solve that? How do we solve that? We don't need Nicole's clue anymore. We know that each column has at least 3 criminals, so column A has to have at least 3, right? If Alex and Jerry are one or the other, because they couldn't be both criminals. Or let's try to do the opposite thing. Let's try to make, first take these tags off. Let's try to make both Alex and Jerry innocent, which would make Chloe innocent and Donna a criminal. And that will make Rohan a criminal because we need at least 3 connected criminals in column C. That will break, because now Nicole has no more than 1 innocent neighbor, and Olivia has 1 innocent neighbor already, and they couldn't have the same number. Olivia has to have less than 1. So these 2 are not both innocents. They are one or the other. And why are they one or the other and not both criminals? Because of what I said about Donna. Donna couldn't have 4 criminal neighbors. So that's 1 criminal in column A. What about the other 2 that we have to have at least? It could be Erwin and Olivia. Do we think about Tina? Or do we think about Alex being a criminal and Jerry an innocent? If Alex is a criminal, then Chloe is a criminal. Donna is an innocent. And Chloe is a criminal because Donna has to have 3 criminal neighbors. Oh, so now we know for sure that Chloe is a criminal. Sorry. Trying to prove too much. Chloe is telling us that exactly 2 of the 5 innocents on the edges are Flora's neighbors. There's 5 innocents on the edges. I was thinking about criminals already. So 5 innocents green on the edges. So far we have 4. Brian, Donna, Sam, and either Alex or Jerry. That's 4. We need 1 more innocent on the edge. And there's a lot of people on the edge who could be innocents. Oh, now we also know the 3 criminals who are connected in column C. Flora's neighbors. So that clue tells us that Erwin is a criminal, because there's 2 innocents on the edges who neighbor Flora. One of them is Brian, the other one's gonna be either Alex or Jerry, so Erwin has to be a criminal. What else? Now I go back to the tagging I was doing before, because if Jerry is an innocent, Alex is a criminal, and now Olivia has 1 innocent neighbor. So that will make Rohan have to be an innocent, because Nicole has to have more than 1 innocent neighbor, and all of the rest of Olivia's neighbors have to be criminals. But that would also make Will an innocent, because all of the criminals in column C have to be connected. And that makes it so we have how many innocents on the edges? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's our total that we should have, so that's okay. What about the other scenario? What about Alex being an innocent and Jerry a criminal? That works fine as well. But that doesn't tell us about how many innocent neighbors Sam should have. Sam, not Sam, Nicole. Did I not look at Olivia in that scenario? I think Olivia is always a criminal. Right? This is a scenario. Jerry's an innocent, Rohan is innocent. Alex is a criminal. We have 5 innocents on the edges, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Olivia has to be a criminal. Everything's okay here. All criminals are connected in column C. All criminals are connected in column B. And Nicole has more innocent neighbors than Olivia. There's 5 innocents on the edges. So what else do we look at? Can we make Olivia an innocent? I think that's what we gotta try to prove. If we make her an innocent, then there's no more innocents that could be on the edge. So that would mean that both Will and Rohan have to be criminals. Because if Will has to be a criminal, Rohan has to be one as well, so that all criminals in column C are connected. That will make Tina and Uma both criminals. Are those two always criminals? That's what we're seeing. And then the thing here is that Jerry would have to be a criminal so that Olivia has less innocent neighbors than Nicole, and Alex would have to be an innocent. That works as well. But in either case, Tina and Uma are always criminals. Can I try to make one of them an innocent and see how it goes? I'm trying to not jump to conclusions here and prove everything. Let's try to make Uma an innocent. Now Rohan has to be an innocent, and because Rohan is an innocent, Will has to be an innocent. So that will break. Because now we have more innocents on the edges than we should. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Uma has to be a criminal. And by the same logic, Tina works. Because if Tina is an innocent, Rohan has to be an innocent, Will has to be an innocent, and now we have more innocents on the edges than we should. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Tina has to be a criminal. Now Tina tells us that Sam has more criminal neighbors than Irwin. Irwin has 3 criminal neighbors, someone who's either gonna be Alex or Jerry, and Laura and Kay, that's 3. Irwin, right? Yeah. So Sam has to have more than that, which means that Sam has to have 5. Because Rohan has to be a criminal. Will couldn't be a criminal without Rohan being a criminal as well. So that would make everyone that neighbors Sam a criminal. That's 5. Or do we not know about Will? Yes, we don't know about Will. We just know about Rohan. And now we know that Olivia couldn't have any innocent neighbors because Nicole only has one, so Jerry has to be a criminal, which makes Alex an innocent. And Jerry now tells us there's an equal number of criminals in columns A and B. Column B is complete and it has 4 criminals, so that means that there has to be 4 criminals in column A, and the only one that is missing is Olivia, so Olivia has to be that criminal. And now Olivia doesn't tell us anything. So what do we know? Oh, about the 5 innocents on the edges. 1, 2, 3, 4. Will has to be the 5th. Nice. Good. I didn't jump into conclusions. I thought long and hard about it, and I'm happy with the puzzle, and I'll agree in 20 minutes. That's a good time. I exercise a lot of my proofing there. So that's good. I feel good about that. I like the challenge, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm gonna be here again tomorrow doing more Clues by Sam. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good end of your weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow.